That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. Hey, what's going on, guys? Scott Newby with Bass Brings Us Together and Living with Scott Cat podcast, hanging out with my new pal, the 2025 JTR 210HT. Now, you might be asking, how come still has all its clothing on? Well, this is the number 3. The other 2 are already in their locations and dialed in. I've got to spend the last, 10 days or so with them since I bought them, had them delivered, got them hooked up, listened to them without EQ, and now the room's tuned. I am waiting on my screen from Seymour Screens, which when it gets here, then this can go in its proper location because I'm making the change over to acoustic screen. So that's going to be cool. So I ordered 3. And gonna do the back 2 surrounds as well, just not right at this exact moment, but there'll be 5 210 HTs in this room to pair up with the HT 110s in the back, and then eventually doing installing RTJ 110s. So that's the plan, but I want to talk to you today about my new best friend, the 210, the 2025 version. I believe I got the very first set. I did hear a prototype of these that absolutely blew me away. So I wanted to be first on the list for when these were released. And just want to go over a couple things. I've been chatting with a lot of you guys on our Bass Brings Us Together Facebook group and other avenues where I hang out. People asking tons of questions, and no better way to address everybody than to make a video, hang out with you guys for 5 or 10 minutes. And you know how we do it, all unedited, raw footage. So I make a lot of mistakes. I apologize for that. You can laugh at me if you like. I do. I laugh at myself all the time. So basically, if you guys follow the channel or have been to one of our home theater get-togethers, we host a lot. So if you want to check any of this stuff out, if you hang out on the Bass Brings Us Together Facebook group, we're doing demo days all the time. Throw a huge event every year that brings like 70 people in from all over the place. But I also host a lot of smaller events. Even had some people over last night checking out the new gear. And just going to go over a few quick questions. That's the most popular question. And that is, what's the difference between this and my 228s, or even this in the previous year model of the 210s? Well, this is all completely new redesign. All new crossover points, drivers, woofer drivers, compression drivers, completely from the ground up. These have been redone. All Baltic birch cabinet, 85 pounds, accepts 2 gauge speaker wire, 2000 watt RMS. These are the definition of insanity. And that's why I have them. That's why we get along so well. I don't know. I need more time. I just need more time playing with this stuff, guys. I'm telling you. So they're still using the same non-reflective paint. I'm a huge fan of that. I love the way they look. They work amazing in the home theater. I know some people question that. For some reason, they seem to look different online and when you take pictures, but when people see them in person, they're always like, oh, those look a lot better than what I thought they were gonna. I think people have in their mind like it's some kind of DIY bed liner type thing going on, but it's definitely not. To me, they look like they mean business, and they certainly do, but they also, they look cool and they look good. They're not, like a glossy finish or anything. That'd be terrible, especially in my theater room and most of your guys' theater rooms. So I just wanted to touch on that. Price, they're $19.99 each. People ask that. They could go to the JTR website and check that out too. Why did I order 3 when I was only ready for 2? Because I don't know when the third one's going up. I'm just waiting on my screen. A few reasons. If you ship 3 at the same time, saves a little bit on shipping. Plus, JTR gave me a discount for ordering 3 at a time. I should have ordered all 5 at the same time. Unfortunately, after everything else going on in this room and all the other projects we have going on, if you follow the channel, you know we've been working on Cat's Jeep, and we got a whole nother setup in the other room. At least if you order 3, you get a 5% discount. So it just made a little bit more sense for me to order 3. You get an even bigger discount if you order 5. Unfortunately, those other 2 had to get ordered at a separate time. I'm not exactly sure when they're going to get here, but when they do, I will do a whole new room review of having all the new speakers in here. People are asking me, oh, 2000 watt RMS. Oh my God, my receiver's not going to be able to push that. You are wrong, my friend. So I've had people over here to check out the new speakers, the old speakers. We did some A and B comparison. We used an older Marantz receiver. We used my current Rotel power amplifier, and then we even bridged a Crown 1502, which is 1500 by 1 ohm, and they all did a fantastic job of pushing them. A receiver will push these into reference levels. The Rotel power amp for me is a great fit. It's doing 350 watt per channel RMS, and even the Crown XLS 1502, they took everything that had to offer too. What's good about these speakers is we noticed that at any level that you play them, super crisp, super clean, and if you got the power, you're giving out before they do. If you guys know me personally or follow the channel, understand I get into extreme stuff, extreme experiences, and running a Crown into these at 1500 watts per channel, you're not sitting in here for very long. So they have that capability, but a receiver will certainly push. That's a good thing, you know, about with the JTR lineup is a lot of people are running them off of, you know, good Marantz and Denon receivers. I mean, as long as you have a good receiver, you're going to be fine. Power amp just makes it even, it gives you more headroom. That's what it's all about, if that's what you're chasing. But they have that capability. Another question I get asked is subwoofer. Yes, you got to use, we did a lot of 2-channel demos in this room. Stuff for like Nora Jones and stuff like that. Everybody's convinced like she's sitting in the room with us. The piano keystrokes, her voice, if you got a good recording to go through them, it's absolutely unbelievable of what these speakers are capable and at the price point that they're at. On the bass heavier tracks like rock or EDM or rap, anything like that, you're going to be left wanting to add a sub for sure. These speakers are good down to about 60 hertz. I haven't crossed over in this room at 80. That's just when I tuned it, what made better sense in here. But their frequency responses are down to 60. So you're going to want to sub, especially if you like bass heavy music. They sound super good and natural and just very crisp and clean. I can't even emphasize that enough about the crisp and cleanliness. Being able to understand what people say is super easy. And I've had a lot of speakers through this room, through a lot of different companies over the years. And it just the crisp, like you can hear like when people's mouth move and like when they speak, it's just like they're sitting in the room with you. And I super enjoy that. Actually, I just had somebody over here last night that said this is the most immersive experience that they've ever had their entire life. Like they literally felt that they were inside the movie. And it wasn't just about the bass or they're like, it's just, they're like this, everything is just, he's like, I like lost sense of reality for a second. Like I thought I was in that movie. And that might sound silly or an exaggeration, but I've certainly found myself, or I've given, we've entertained like 400 or 500 people so far through this room. And that is the one good thing about how these speakers are designed or set up. I'm not a speaker builder. I don't know. I can appreciate them for what they are. I understand how they work. But something's going on with these that just makes it just that one notch above. It's intense. It's insane. So I could go on and on. Hit me up on our group. Bass Brings Us Together. If you want to come over for a demo, we enjoy giving demos. Kat and I, we host all the time. We'd love to have you guys come over and stop by. What was my thoughts against these versus the 228s? The 228s, if you guys have been following me for a while, I absolutely love those. They replaced the Klipsch Ultra series for me that I absolutely love, the Klipsch Ultra series. The issue I had with them is anytime that I got at or even near reference, I was burning up tweeters, and they really just had a hard time of keeping up with anything that, like an action-packed movie like Transformers at reference, or even like Five Below. I would always have an issue of hurting some of the drivers. Actually, when I sold them, they went with like 3 or 5 brand new tweeters in the boxes that I bought from Klipsch because I was going through them fairly often. So when I was introduced to the 228s, they were just going out of production. I bought the last 5 that JTR had to offer, and that was a huge step up for me. I had those speakers for 5 years. Like I said, hundreds of people been through here, and we doing crazy, insane demos. Never heard a driver, compression driver, woofer, nothing. Those speakers are absolutely fantastic. I'm still using my side surrounds and center until these get settled in. So the 210s are a step up from the 228s in not only sound quality, power handling, dispersion, and just crossover. The 228s were an aged design with older drivers, older designs, and just a lot of progress has been made throughout the years. I believe the 228s were introduced like 12 or 15 years ago from JTR. So just a lot of stuff has changed over the years. And now that I've reached my base limit of where I want to be, or the goal that I was going for, that to have a 150 dB capable home theater, now I'm starting to zone in on just a better overall experience, providing an extreme experience that's just unbelievable, like a one-of-a-kind experience. And working towards that every day through tuning, through calibration, to changing out pieces of gear, whatever I got to do to get there. But it's certainly a fun journey, enjoying it, with Kat, with everybody that comes over here. Spend a lot of time down here with my laptop like a little mad scientist, trying to figure stuff out on my own. So those are the improvements over the 228s. Now, the next question, which is the most popular question I get, and is, why would I go with these 2-ways over the 3-ways? Now, the 3-ways, meaning like the RM or the RT models, and I got a super great answer for that. If this room was the only room that I had for music and movies, I probably would have went the 3-way models. They are better. There's just no doubt about it. They are a better speaker. These speakers sound absolutely unbelievable. We've listened to so many 2-channel tracks over the last few days, and they sound phenomenal compared to like the RTJs that I have upstairs. Not comparing apples to apples there, but if I shut the subs off on those and just use the centerpieces, now they do have a lot wider horn and it is a different setup. But if you pay attention to like guitar strokes and like, especially in like women's voices, the 3-way design that's on the upper tier models of the JTR or the RTJs, they're just better. That's what it is. These are great. The 2-way models, those are just phenomenal. The 3-way models. So you go from great to phenomenal. If this was the only room that I had for listening to music and doing movies, like I said, then I probably would have went with the 3-way models. I do all my critical listening and live concert recordings and stuff like that on the RTJs. That's why we built that room, and that's where all the critical listening's done. In here, we do some Blu-ray concerts and stuff, but mainly movie demos or full movies, stuff like that. And for me, like when an Atmos movie's going on with 11 speakers going and 18-inch subwoofers and all this stuff going on, I can't appreciate having a 3-way over the 2-way model. There's a lot going on. I'm immersed in the movie in so many other different ways that me personally, I don't see a benefit in my room for going with the 3-ways over the 2-ways. Because it's roughly, I think it's like an extra $1,000 per speaker or so, at least. And if I'm doing 5 speakers, that's an extra $5,000 that I could use towards another project that we have going on, either in this room or in Kat's Jeep or in our 2-channel room or vacation or whatever. So I have to make it. Obviously, a lot of us spend our hard-earned money on this stuff, but I still have to make it make sense to me. So in this room, when it's said and done, will be 5 of the 210s, which are 2-way 10-inch models. I already have the HT 110s, which is 2-way 10-inch model, and then it will be the 10-inch 2-way model in ceilings. So they'll all be 10-inch and all 2-ways. They're gonna match completely identical as much as I can. A lot of us, including myself, working with the rooms that we have. If I built a whole new room from scratch, and I would do something like this on every single channel in my setup in my room, I'm doing the best that I can, but they're still gonna match super close, and just making it more immersive, more tighter, more cool, just a better experience. So I think that I've answered pretty much everybody's questions, or at least the main questions. Some people ask, "Oh, are you stupid?" I can answer that in a different live or something, because I do stupid stuff, yes, but buying these speakers wasn't one of them. If you like the content, like and subscribe. Sorry it's not edited. I don't have time for that. And like we always take pride in being the Rusted Out YouTube channel, the Rusted Out El Camino of YouTube channels out there. If you want to join our events or get together or our lives, you're more than welcome. Living It with Scott and Cat podcast brings us together, is our brand. And certainly appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Stay tuned for the next video. Not exactly sure what that's going to be, but we're going to try to have a good time with you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you around.